to me today to convince me to vote for you when you can't even debate the climate change as of last night?
And he is a Conservative voter. His postal vote is sitting on his desk or his sideboard or wherever, and he's ready to post it today. He thinks you're frightened. Is he right?
No, on the contrary, Simon, I can't do. I've done plenty of debates. I can't do absolutely everything. I'm here talking to Nick and giving a press conference a bit later on. But on climate change and what we're doing, we have a fantastic record, but also great ambitions.
No, but why didn't you show then, if it's so good?
I can't do absolutely every debate, and we made it clear ages ago that we weren't going to do that one. And on the substantive issue, rather than talking about media process, on the substantive issue, this is a government that is committed to getting to carbon neutral by 2050. Simon, we can do it. Don't forget, we've already, I think since 2010, cut CO2 emissions by 20%. And we can do it.
Why were you late getting to Doncaster when the
technological
flooding? Why were you
solutions?
Late?
And
why did it take you so long to convene Cobra, and why were you so late getting? I know you're in Derbyshire very rapidly, but why were you so late getting to Yorkshire?
So on the flooding, and obviously my sympathies are very much with anybody who experienced flooding in the Doncaster area or in Derbyshire or elsewhere, and we did a huge amount and stand ready to do even more. And both in tackling climate change and flooding, this government is absolutely second to none across Europe. And we're investing £4 billion in the next Parliament in flood defences. In tackling climate change globally, this government has made the biggest international commitment that anybody's seen. We're doubling funding in the next 5 years.
Why were you late getting to Doncaster?
Billion. Well,
you got to Derbyshire on the Friday. You didn't call Cobra until the Tuesday. Why did you not go?
Well, I went as many parts of the country, and have been many parts of the country in the last few weeks. I went twice to the flood-affected areas, and I have absolute sympathy for. But you weren't there on time. I refer you to been affected by flooding.
I refer you to David Cameron's book, in which he talks about the London riots, and he writes, "Where was Boris at a crucial meeting? He'd rushed all the way back from a camping holiday in a remote part of Canada, but he missed the whole bit of the meeting about London. And again, you were late again to the next key meeting," he writes, over those London riots. You're late or you don't show. Why?
I can't comment on that because I haven't read it. But what I will say is that this government has stood ready, done everything that we can to help the victims of flooding, both in our community support schemes, our business support schemes. We have £5,000 available for every household that's been damaged, and also we stand ready to help people with the difficulties they're experiencing with their insurance, because some insurers, Nick, are not being fair, and they are trying to evade their obligations, and we will come down very hard on them, and we will support them. And we will also ensure that we redouble our efforts to put in the flood mitigation schemes, put in the flood banks that the country needs, but also plant millions and millions of trees on higher ground. And I know people think this is fanciful, but actually it can make a difference.
Let me ask you this. What did you make of the Channel 4 stunt of putting an ice block in your place?
Well, I didn't see the debate, but it's notable that is the people have talked more about that than any of the substance that came out of the debate, and I think that's a shame. I think what we want to do is be a world leader in climate change. And
would you have put an ice block in? No. And is it right that you're going to be reviewing Channel 4's public service licence?
No, I want a free, fair, exuberant, unbridled media. That's what I want. And
there's a suggestion that if we're re-elected, said a Conservative source, we'll review Channel 4's public service broadcasting obligations. Do you agree with that?
Look, I want a free, fair, objective, dynamic, exuberant, unbridled media.
So you won't check Channel 4 in any way?
I think that the free press is one of the glories of our country, and I want to protect it and enshrine it.
All right.